All right, enti yasomwa yede eye bedwemu Mpensenpensenmu dwumadie no to also make us say no watwa wapa hosima aduonu emienu nemum yenka wo say the ABC game no ekoso din ache so do hu hyemu betima ma wadi sika just about 5 Ghana cedis pe na we wini be 1 million Ghana cedis nyi sika ketwa so what I say ne system no mu wadi nkakra nti the obeye bia no a bitima ma hwan ha wo no bibi se ultra olaka bia na fa o the 5 cities ko 1 million Ghana cedis o de ya ne se wo do ho be she daily draws no omo de ye no 10 am 5 pm ache say Adom TV na 9 pm de so ho no a obetimi play multiple times and dey say that ko bitima to be mprensa kra o de ya ne se o de wo activity down no *262# na wapeke any 3 letters and we stick 5 cities a bit menya 1 million na fiada de no Friday mega jackpot na real deal no anche se wo do hu hyemu a ebebo papa kaye *262# na wapeke any 3 letters na wastiki ebetimi amawa ba ye millionaire ache se enya asem keto efem na nase amfofo je dwumadie anopa mi na metremu na matone ma na mewo miracles Aboagye ewo menchen ewo fidua yimu na miracles obi a okasa de ema Dr. Bawumia near 2024 flag bearer of the MPP nei wasan akofa ne nkrata tintim ni nyina se opese o se to amanyuko no franka no enra nsem bebri no de to dwan na hwe dailies na most of them are capture na numu asem their promise their ultra how prepared he is they all care about attacks ban so any fear umfi they all care about party unity no ne ho ka ho nyina no I think say your miracles so here obeboa na wo de ewura more na yahwe niema potin I see Dr. Bawumia ni so ne from enei January what tintim ne nkrata no de wo frase na waye miracle you mo akwa babiem
Bejoso yeah boko
udino miracles ana miracles there's enye ba kumpu
Dennis miracles Aboagye
enye ahomade ne ba
edoso
na bibia boko de
we do the young one someone sanke any ho awon wasem tin
Adom bi na abado so
Adom bi
anya bedu Mpensenpensenmu de wo grateful to Nyankopon a udi
no aka nyina ye mbobo
go ye kan kese anka wa anye kese
99% nde
aya na mtai hu so ta tro so ye short but you are not that short
metia enye tia me ya senka ablekuban kan dis for ehun meku bibia Nyankopon a hihya to
na we kwakotia
but almost every week me koba this week ma kwaba dada nyame Adom en so ewia we yeko se na ne ye
NSC akumi 1 week
okay after weekend ni nyina ya to campaign
you ni bia di kan ho nti ye de bia obehia ho ye so ye hwechiri se bibia ebeko
na weekend ni nyina ye de campaign ato aso akopem
on the Tuesday no all right na so far grounds to saying
Adom say o man fa basabasa ye o mo ye o ablekuma ni bia manko ana se ejai akoti amai ema omo akọ ye santene koto abadia there is no way akoti afọ beto aba ma NDC candidate no way just say no mo de basabasa ye omo ye o ablekuma ya eno so de
ede na ma hu se mo candidate ye superior over NDC candidate
o say like I'm say wakoho and I say reporters akoho obetime bisa
grounds on ye mamo pa
because say the friend is asumedo no your local boy on your matena community no mache almost everybody don't see him until ukwakweti a boedua wenchi ni ade nyina he has footprints all over and because of your entrepreneur he's employed a lot of the young people on your way edwuma ade he is well known and you know say wope representative our constituency upobi oye well connected our networks obetume dey empuntu ndwuma aba no we si manamu ye obetume si manamu ye nso dey say nipa na te mo concerns na se enye say otie keke ba he should be somebody he has lived it ono mo na tena ko ni munti o ka asem na enye dey aka akere no dey onetimamufo na I experience I think say Otiafona ejitum say Asumedu is the right guy to represent them. Nti yebo mpa keke say ebeko, you know, free.
I don't know comedy munina and tembia say NDC for and fabas I am NDC for and fabas. As a my fixated on obi the violence beba. NDC the violence beba. I didn't hear.
Oh, so you forget all the other reasons. The very recent one I believe one north. So I just say I was there. You know. So inti me the menu here.
Me who wow to say me who say yeah bo Crawford na what the man who baby a fire.
Me dodge.
Udwane.
Come in Dwane am pe baby nyina ka. Me the crowd would have been worse. Because some will buy and in fact omu wure mu no na me gina gate na no am in
entrance to school hall.
I'm in channel 1 interview. It's the police for the distract you because time na police for the try some block you man. The police will be gina me no block you man about ko tam me. I just say kokro and na emre no tam me. No pia me share car bi nchen. Nto mo hu me biem. Nti Jackie will join you see. No not te war na e worker na nim so. E na otwa. Nti Jackie chi da mateta. Nti Jackie de me ni no agro kra.
Ona je nkwa.
Oh ai. Nti Jackie chi da mateta nti o mo hu me. O mo hu me because gentleman na o instigate ade ni nyina no. Me ne channel 1 eye interview no. Obeto me no start say odi matam. Nti ono na start say o cause bibia on the street.
Oh okay.
Nti okoye na no kofo mo bae but on bae o mo hu me. Me say Adom.
Nti nyame ni di o.
Wan ye metieti akwa onimo no ahihya to say debi say beba. Na okoye tenten awu afa so no so say we tieti no nya won kwa bezo be no. Ara na mo. Wa ahihya to.
O de fancy ho. Nti nanu ada na yebeba Dr. Bawumia enkomo no so sanse no the main issue aye behwe de but ye nti we influencer nanu ada na mo ka insist say de course wa bilikuma nof no se mo hu si etu ho na mo bia mo be advice me ho mo am be protect me ho and within the week ye nya ntie police will release statement che nipa makoma ko nwotwe a no mo involved ya che omo na ya charge omo a convict omo kra mo yo case afedie a police for na ye adwuma na adam akoma so no
for na ya che omo ye hwan omo ya che omo ye fo
oh one statement
omo mbebo ye no yeni momo
the police for statement no well
na me say ohun for na ya che omo police for no o me na me ye victim no aye bo me no nipa na o che no we bisa me say yo no anan yo no
ankenye identification parade
na say me na ye bo me nti how do we know omo na ya chem me ya hu hwe ya nte court we bia ya nte hwe ti ya ne say yes ye da mo kokko ohun one na ye complainant wo assemnim one na ye witness wo assemnim nipa na ye board no wo ho wa ba court ni bia na wa be identify a confirm me he nkwala wo kroma wo
o for say ya say nipa
bi say me feel say dia me ka chewi say me nte sa ka che me ya bebo me ye bo be no ma ye complain me ye complain no me wo pictures videos enim nipa no man te hwe won kan hwe nche me onimi kan hwe meti ya ne se wo say wo de nkrofo bi akọ court na court eje amomo bail ehfo no
some mo ka say videos and pictures ni ade wo out into police for no mfa na o mo take action
nti me na ye bo me no what dey akire me video ni oni ana e ma me ma ka kire say ono ana yo no
what say wrong people and I say bibia mpunsi
me nim say wrong people me nim say bibia si abi kon ka hwe nkire me
asa mo ni gidi o police for mo kra
me wo gidi o police mo me Canada be de bia me ka kire there are two categories of people I never speak against police ni ene nyame nipa ko nyankopon ofre nipa onye posters onye PA system announcement wafre se wafre so mfra yemasem o se nyankopon se mete na se yade ameyi amewu ameye because me no ni echinje ebim so nyankopon afre enu kroma ene nyankopon frɛ David mu ne Solomon omo ni nyina so nyankopon ankofrɛ no nka nkrofo ko di echi se wo so wo tu nyankopon betumi afrɛ wa nka ne nka enu enti me ni asofo ho ago me nka sentia wo de aka no me nyi ni kura me twom akọ police for so sa because ene se me nya asema police ni na mefrɛ no se onyo so yo on na mefrɛ no ade abi so wo police for atare anim so wa hodin so ni hodin so shatare no nko ano ba so bebo ho ban a obetu obeboa wo kakra me nka sentia police for de ameka ne se ya bebo me ne ye bo me no ma be complain aye a major national issue nti watch you be na se wo de ne kokota me ese say at least me ye witness and I say ese say me to me identify because watch you in fact e bia watch you be But so long as omo bo me no won't your money there, that prosecution has nothing to do with me.
You okay, me understanding is say omo a bo more party activists and as members no nyomo na ya che omo.
Minim because ye hu omo ye. As we speak, how comes in obi am me
friend. But na woni omo din.
Ye ni momo ye ni
momo. Because omo din.
Yes, me say ye ni momo na say policy ye ni omo.
But edin na buy no nye omo a.
Me say tie dia me ka kire wo.
David tie. Oso ni omo din dia. Names were mentioned in the statement.
Me ko school dia from baby you. And I'm school for nyina anim. Me ko GSS. Baby you. Me ko GSS was Swiss no. Sweden International School. From baby you. And one another school ni no bia anim. Me ba tie ka baby you. Me say nothing more nothing less. Sa it took a card say Aboagye me say hwan. Just I was say oh na baby you na me say Dennis Aboagye. Baby na omudi ya anim no nicknames. Into the watch statement no e bi kura yo mo ba ye nim.
Uni mo baby you no mum. Omo nickname no mum.
Say na we go dey. Na na say dey BK o say tia say wo. Ifika wo che nipa na wo say wachi nipa na obo me no. Na we invite me. Na ma be hwe say onu ni ana say enyo no. You may have prosecuted 20 people, but it could be none of them who actually beat me up. Remember, say, omo mbebo me na a mob.
Yeah.
Omo doso. But you mean omo di omo saka me. Me ye interested in omo di omo sa ye den. E ka me no. E bia wachi omo ba ho ni bi na di omo court. But unchi omo di omo saka me no. Omo so omo di omo saka me no. Minimum din ye do mo pictures ato abonte. Omo ye ni momo. I mean someone say Afghanistan. You see me there, like I've said, police for there, you're my friends. But yes, these things, and what, and my confidence, you know, and control. And I think that they can do better. We are helping to.
And with this, now we say Aboagye change, and say Mr. Manu Suma Muna Mitrim, no Namudi Kwakutia. Oh, there be, yeah, dream for the air can say, Baboy in our buying. A ballot box in your album and depending womb. Obi answering Brabbe Hildi, we are near 2 Adiamon. Okotona de akotum yewia nyina ho yen kenkan ne yembobo yebobo ne nyina ya tro obi age ne pink sheet ne ekọ we how difficult is it so far strategies and measures are put in place ahead of Akotia by election who assessing this
Ablekuma not bibia ne yegina ha akom se yeboye no mo ye 40 bibia ne yegina no mo ye 40 me bisa na se police me no mo gina ho cheyo me same oku awako ye no mo gina ho cheye dako anima yegina ho che no mo ye 40 enso ye bebo yen I am only saying say the see Ablekuma not no yen yesua hu bi afrim nti ebi ntu bi si wakotia because see hu say ndc for be yes I bebo ye ho ban Ablekuma not okay say we can party ne say yen contest ne ade nti to be very fair ya anshada mboa ye ho ba we dey aboa ye ho say Ablekuma not me
ade na me dey aboa mo
oh say abmetro example Ablekuma not na metrimu fa nti na me nko na me nam na me dey na me kura me ne media for kasa ba akotia de me nko na nte me na me nam fofo say na be obi ba me so a on betumi aboa me say na
na for na no mo feel baby you no afa bi dey
baby I me na fofo because me nko nam ba we dey me na fofo
na fofo we matwofo ana
oh they be say that say we say we amatwo so say wabo
me dey na
me dey me nim me nsato ye wo me nyina me nye bi da
ba be fa obi onim ne nsato
because ade ba ko na me na ka che
me ba be fa obi onim ne nsato
me na say entokwa nyanze bi enim because umbo nipa no kra ono so bituma bo obi eti se mebo na wo ha be pai na me bo no so be bo me na me so be pai de nyanse bi enim
ntu be de
e bi kra ma bo ba ye be wi na me so me ni ahono na fa so be na wo so nti omo mu ni mi ye no ti se wo se won se na wo beti mi wo se de mi ntumi nye ba wo me fa na me ne wako se de be ya se ntokwa ba na me matwe me ho agira me chi
o be fa me ne makọ na makọ ntokwa
there bi me se ne be ya se e ba so I just say because say manye ne sana se ko ba ne ti se e ba wo Ablekuma no tell me nde
let's say the okay the most sam crowford o mako na BBC a
there be
the o mako ntokwa
the see na no e kire se wo kọ uni ndc for kọ by election na se wo nko akogina wo na wadwe ne se wo kọ democracy a omu betumi abo eprawo se wo nko a ba mo dọọso a omo ba no mu se mo so mo dọọso a omo so meden ombe jai nti yen so ye be dọọso nti se wo ba na mo ye 20 na wo se yen so ye 20 na no so bi asan ayi se wo di 2 esi mi ko na me so mi bi si wuti ho obi ya bedum no tuo na mo wo di be si mi mitiri ho na me nkure bi di a enti ne ye kase se weni ye nyina ye kọ ne ye ne bokọ ballot box ho ye kọto aba omo moto aba ni because yen ye dwuma ewo elections mu ni say ye be ye de friend no go TV ye refie ni mu ani afre ni abeto mkoto aba eno no it's a democratic right ye canvassing koto aba o ukofum ye say koto ansa wako eno anu no omo to aba na nkasa me to aba o la Methodist primary me to aba akotia enti me ko a me ko frefre dom se mo meto aba ndc fo no so betumi aye bi ni ye nyina ye hia ni ye chia ye ho enti ade na aye kokko sabe dia me na naka che
but mo akeka over the days no mu nyini say hu na mo de boni pe wa akotia eno kwa bitima ma apati aba se meeting kana ha na meto aba wa akotia dia mu keke enti me ha me ho kra na mafaka kwa akoto aba ni se be ha
kwa akotia da
o makotia
akotia no nzura di ho akotia do se wo wa woni mu akotia do akotia no mu nzura di ho da bi
enu nti na mo no amanyofo no mo pese mo ko kan
dia me catch ya me unimi o dia ka nyam se unyame unya bite ba ko emprim me yekua pinu ya makomentedi ma adwun mu do
enye no na me ka ho asem
unyame
me say unim se omotiwe omo nsuro hwe nti no mo nso omo nsuro hwe
nti mo so una wo se ye ebo mu hu e na kan e na me so omo nsuro ade akotia fo nsuro ade tube de ebo mu oba koto nsuro ade wo de akotia no wakoda
amakoda
na mo no hwe omo a omo yobi ha omo ba beto ono omo nsuro ade omo ba beto aba no de kan nyina ne se the NDC for koyo ablekoma north no omo memfe mba akotia because they won't succeed like they did. Yeah, there is no way ebe ma ho kwan ma nipa ba ko mpo omo de omo nsa aka no ye be pata
all right we bedwam Mpensenpensenmu Dennis Miracles Aboagye in any din komo no this one was just by the by na yenko Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia enra the filing of the nomination ho asem no so enti Miracles yen hyase na yen hwe ebrebe na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia decided say sakonya ba obesan atiesim na wa prefer to no a contest for presidency ni bi. Oh, very close to him.
Nana, I think say you to abanwi and obekaya Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eto enum tuo.
Obeye a concession.
Owie concession no. Me ade nyina o sanso ne party for share say yentu ye bo ase na ye ma party ne ye nhwehwemu enye de fe na appraisal ne ade na yehu bebi egina na fe de yehu ekwan be fa so ye beboaboa ye ho. Nti for almost 2-3 months na ye nyina in a reflective mode a ye boa National Council no motumi aboa party no ehu ye gina bia nti through the microwave report no omo ye adwuma across the country omo ne polling station executives kasaya constituency omo ne market women religious leaders civil society a lot of people e kasaya to omo wie no omo present omo report e won National Council omo ye presentation kama e ma ye hu dia e ma ye lose your elections no dia esese ye fa ho ene kwan e betumi afa so ye tumi asanso ejira ye nan so biem nti eno ba wie na chese afi de eno ba beda ho de a ye behwe se de ma ye lose ye no ye niam ye betumi asoso ano na ye tumi afix na ye tumi aba biem why not, and that is one of the key things Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ka say David their party ayama ni nyina yi ene akoden a on the party akamu nyina akoni ade no he thinks say he owes the party that electoral win at all cost. Nti so be ka say wakoba akon entumi anyeye nti no ojan ne de e be disappointing for the party, especially when it is obvious say based on the microwave report no ono ni nipa yenkunim die edira na so
sana report ne kan
based on the analysis of the report no quite clear say ono ni nipa edira na so ka say onko bi mu a ebe hayen in so many ways, and he didn't come on, I'll explain to you. And see, he had to go and also do a lot of reflection and all of that. And you know, sir, commitment to ensure say MPP wins the 2028 elections for the party and for country Ghana. No, and was sorry and our filing a nomination to be given another opportunity to lead the party into election 2028.
So share Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne background from the banking sector, edibira mainstream politics, 2007 be running mate eba bisi sabria wa building ho your political terrain ye papa but here is the case ye to abawie 2024 no enkomodie akoso within mo party Yera Michael Kwe report no ma bontinti very difficult to say betimi akamu asem yi de wo kakakrai ene ba ko mienu bi snipers bi APP de but some people within one kasamo party no echichire so bo na omode ebonitri so meaning mo trans assessment no and kwa be na ya ofa so gisa tri so aye bono ewo enkugu ebae no
normal especially because when him say politics there, you know, or both internal competition and external competition. And he say, Okona and Fa Kai say, we are there internal competitors there.
I'm sorry.
The only way omo betumi nya ahoden apejo mu ne say omo bebre wase. And then they normal. In fact, say me kra ankasa na me because I didn't miss me nya me pe. It is a okoya ye dey say na metia ye. Remember so say answer now Obabe running 2024 no kwano on the party for Nibia na running for 2023 primaries no enti sankofo yina da so ho mu nyanya omo de omo pe enti e normal say nipa na be kwa ka say me kasa mo fama me won say won tumi afama nko it's normal enti you can't do anything about it but party for no e be analysis of their omo ka no no wa say e no kra na say omo pese me nkumnya no mo de kasa because person be coming na say or no interest into no dey kasa na the party people will analyze enunti na 2007 primaries nipa 17 na contest na Adom Kwekufado o wini wi no sound so ha oni alan koye till somewhere 2014
yeah.
It's normal and in each of the elections the internal competitors na say one no kato na do so one say on to be the president Ekufado don't win the president. Ekufado a damaged goose. Ekufado already kwenye party for muntu meku sa then eventually Ekufado won and became president. It's not there. Me, I hold no grudge. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia holds no grudge because I'm not a Democrat. He believes in competition. And he knows, say, so long as I say, obey competition, as I said, obi a sense and independent to be nyam. It's only normal. Don't obi a star. Onono is a believer in pushing your positive attributes and nothing else. But you and I know, say, uno be kwa kensi ya, you know, na strategy on you. Yeah. Other people in the strategy, they say, ye need positive attributes be a beka. Ye feel say, ye say wa, ye beko ye nim. It's okay. It's okay. We will get over this. Ye we ni ye bepam. Because party for you kwa umfaswa, omudi, candidates. Yeah? MPP party, a tradition. Opako polling station. Some have been polling station executives since 1992. Obi was starting from youth organizer. Na waya nene oye chairman. Obi wa waya nene oye constituency executive. Me, na me a polling station youth organizer. Me be a polling station chairman. Me be a constituency deputy youth organizer. And I'm be a constituency youth organizer. In 16 years. And some me be a municipal chief executive. Me that's what how. Enti se wona me kasa. And yes, I will betray my partner and win some minimum data. It will call police station was sanity, or be police station or where these are into Nimson or any man, ya would the Obecano. But once a year competition in Qua dear, Obeka obeti. But on the detail, no, when you acquire or the befaso, Uchawin Kwashichi, every election, Mr. Lenchaman saying, and then another Adom Kwekufado Koyano. Everybody thought say it was close. You've been involved. Yeah. Oh, Charlie, the way I didn't sit here in Alan, by your choir, another piano gunchain, election bia, your corner. Why do you think it was like that? It was because the party people know, say, about why your corner or Ghana Hano. A war, a choir Ghana for fast that waba. A dear back why you knew a fact, and they said, Ghana Hano, say, we are candidates now call for the first time. You're not likely to win the elections. And yep say no papers okay because Ghana for no take it time. Omo to mo boase no mo soki wo vision na wo preach no. Nti yesa oba ya obekeka ya wo dwedwa wo ni wane de amount. De omo ye ne say wo kan na no mutie. Wo kan na no mutie. But wo amra wo kan no. Na de wo competitor now no so wo kasa no. We di kan ya kana sam na kire mo 4 years ago. A man farmer no. Nti wo start say wo come say now they wo kan so to aso mu. Na mum akoyedie catching you 4 years ago, young farmer. Mama young farmer no so ye near or started so ye pet, no more started the tutorial no. Even now it's happening. Everything John Mahama His Excellency does. Ubon some say, na say Bawumia ka say nko be ni say, o na say Bawumia ye ni say, Bawumia ka say nko ba tax we no be ni say. So they are still comparing. Oh, Mahama say the currency strength no, because of your gold reserve. I say na say gold reserve no. And you know na Bawumia ka want some 2023 or the buy no. As at 2023 na Ghana a gold reserve here 8 tons. And they Bawumia the gold purchase program the buy no. O free abemu December 2024 no. Na ko 30. Hey, okay, say Bawumia mwa. What is so for some people, chairman? Eka say Ghana, interoperability, the first African country. But some say we Bawumia started so can yene. But no be engine. But they onka say Bawumia kayo. Until by the time e bedu 2028 no. Na new candidate na NDC for so edeba no. Afa no so ba ka na say. Ono so the vision e dey eba. Ghana for beka say oh, okay, audience so to so ye good. Bawumia no nsem ni bi obekeka no ase na efa wo nti yemo no so me ne hwe. And that is why since Rawlings time 1996 President Kufuor eba first time as a candidate against Rawlings no olusu ye, because that was the first time Ghanaians were hearing what he was saying. 2000 Professor Mills also came for the first time. Remember saying that Professor Mills is vice president, but he came for the first time. That was the first time and that all turn ho Ghana for tutiano and omotoma Kufuor, because almost say oh, he's been saying some good things. Because they attack Kufuor asem na fe na wode odi ne ba. And omotoma Kufuor. And afi dey you do 2004. You do 2004 no. And Ghana for say so far so good. They are also can dey here. But say so far they are Papa Kufuor yi. Okay, so far so good. Oh yeah. Slogan no. Yaman nto aso ne here. Nti the Ghanaians didn't discount or throw away Atamels completely. But they felt say the Kufuor shares or your own wie satana health insurance afi na page ni mu, basic education ayi ni free afi na page ni mu ni ade free education ni na afi na page no say yema ni yen wie capitation satana no mo say Ghana a gateway to Africa wo fie na banks chase wo for your friend say loans ni ade ntina nkrofo fi say well Atamels ya kan ye, but yema ni wie sa obetwitwa so na Kufuor e de ba 2008 2008 say okaya. There is no time in this country and that party be sure so be winning elections than Kufuor in 2008. Ye kwe nim. Wo here okay. We twem wo baby anaga de bia na say. Kangaroo dance. Go high. So okay say no. And then you remember that was the time na yeah we know or yeah nobody ever thought say MPP would have lost the election, because indeed in that year this country was actually on a very positive growth trajectory. In that year, but Ghanaians felt say, oh, my kakra, wo nanado. I think I would do the aneba. That was the time when another started car free SHS as a moon. But now go for that. Now free senior high school there, and this for class now free senior high school easy and Soviet Union 4 years. So people were also a bit skeptical about vision na nanado a preacher no. And now follow me. Me chepa. No, say okay. Atamels no, he has been talking about this his vision for a very long time. Yeman mbe ye. Ne yenhwe eno moto abama Professor Mills and no na man na dan kweku for dem win, because that was the first time he was preaching that vision. But just otie me and Atamels to be the president. Unfortunately Atamels to be amfani dey Ukraine wie and na nyame to nsa in 2012 and na Professor friend say John Mahama His Excellency be a vice president. You and I know say 2012 elections na ka be 5-6 months to elections and na Professor Mills friend say nyame to nsa
5 months
Wuni minim say sa abato no e dejes nko an na e abato no anyonkro say dejes e fe no anyonkro
atenteben
obi afre tuntum and in fact Atamils say ye na Ghana obi esu. It was difficult for anybody to go and vote against the NDC. That election was in memory of Professor Mills. And as an acting president, that was the first time in the history of this country yenya obi a oba for the first time Ghana for ye den eto abama. But no cry, it was because he was an acting president. And Amanusunti and John Mahama, His Excellency, lose 2016. Because for some reason, people connected first term at Atamels now acting president Kakrebino with the 2013-2016 to make it look like we didn't the and the man another done quick for the day or buy. Answer John Mahama SNI day Eba in 2024. So between the MPP and the NDC, Nipa, and that was what I was talking about. Bawumia being clear in his mind, he said, "Onu no kura safuano to MPP no," because the history shows say on my way no, wa obeba the second time no, who a better chance against the first timer. Unfortunately for the NDC, the Mahama era is over.
After 2020.
For 12 years now, the NDC has been Mahama. It's over. After NDC for the new candidates, fresh candidates near Eba. That is where the MPP advantages. Say fa Bawumia mba. What it means is that yes, where the new candidates near Eba. Yama NDC for level playing ground. But say the Bawumia badia. Nature say we have given the MPP a bigger chance of winning against the first timer from NDC. Obi abe to me winning. First timer and also can be history. But who person will lessen or risk, no? And you can only lessen your risk based on what the trend and the data says and not assumption. The trend is that so what the Bawumia be against a first timer from NDC, the likelihood so be to me winning no higher because of the records na media amount. What the first time about from MPP, the chances of winning as compared to Bawumia na on second time no less. That's all. It is not to say the first time about on to me winning. B obey to me winning. B so on to me winning.
You're talking about chances. No?
But chances, no, Bawumia they are higher than Sanipa. Okay. It is over 1,200 days. About woman. The most logical thing I'll be and say, Obefa dia or the biggest chance than their or no subet to me amount chance, but any day less. And no, and the Maya say, I can't 9 pet. Win with Bawumia, I can't 9 pet. Yemfa Bawumia nkoji to me. I can't 9 pet. I can't 9 pet no. And yet just in terms of nominal figures. It is not to say just and yet we, but we are saying say for from a bar on kwa batward that. A fair no babe trying a chance. Ebi obe to 80%. Ebi obe to 90%. Ebi so obe to 20%. Ebi obe to 34% and 39%. Bawumia de ye de na ko ba ko. When you 41.7%. It means that ye won nipa 41.7% be won my way mu a. Omo wo gidie e wo Bawumia mu. Yasudie ni se brofum ye se consolidate. Ye ne sa nipa ne be kasa ne so omo agina ho. Na fe 9% na aka no. Omo ama meto aba. Omo a bibinti omo to ma Mahama no ya to ye boase. Na eni omo akasa na ye de sa 9% na ye den aba be ka 41.7% no. Eni obi a afi no no ba. Na one nipa dodo na akasa no wa start from 0 no wa fight for 50 enye pe. Enti 9% and 50% in there. Say 9% pe in the face of 50%. And that is what we are all counting on and riding on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And so you realize, say, this explanation now clarifies the point I made earlier. Say, Bawumia and Kwa, your chances against NDC is reduced.
Okay. Ma yenshe figures breaking the 80. I'm funny say one day I can't 9 peso bobbing. But said now okay. Analysis in the precedent here or the amount records no. Ni nyina achi no. Obi nso ba on the other side they say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia being the flag bearer of the party no enya the heaviest defeat in recent times. No minim say party nankasa said okay yera Professor Michael Kwe ayehwehwemu akere nneoma within Dr. Bawumia camp ankasa ne ono amu when you are the self introspection waye wo hu adekra eto sin ementi side defeat we are because they the heaviest in recent times no a buy man the party na ono ankasa waye assessment no.
So you see before I ever we no so no let's all go and admit one thing. On my way mu who lose elections first one you will have a better chance to win the next one than Obia Uncle Bida. It means that
depending on the party because your amount for be a koya Dr. Edward Nasigrim
no. We are talking about MPP and
I make say depending on the party.
Forget
also yes indication they say MPP
MPP and this now my way.
PNC winning election or Ghana happen.
Oh yeah, fourth Republican democracy.
Any specifics in your
okay, in the fourth Republican democracy you know. What will be lose elections no. Who more na we better enhanced to win the next elections and only mediate in the one.
and also crime person mention parties
no me see MPP in this you use one as a business
all right that's fine
only me me
know ya
why we lose elections you have a better chance to win the next elections until we are even better off that we have a candidate that has lost an election already we are better off. Do you know the advantages in some way you better fast our candidates no one say nkofo ya kewie enti like I told you earlier and ade we ya to your boss na ya dwen ho pa o all the things that nipa na ka twemu na nkofo amfom adwe ankoso no in the next 4 years no Bawumia asem na afa na ebe fa nkofo ti mu yie enti the first or lose elections in the no is what has made him better placed to win the next elections data and your assumption on my way mu wa won kwa bato da no se wo kwa yenim se wo betume lose send your no akobie lose da fact meboa
yeah
because mama background and my history ni nyina actual how these things pan out inti ene me no ka say losing an election in Ghana or failing to win an election in Ghana doesn't disqualify you from
contesting prerequisite and
no more cry prerequisites. No, that is what it means, and it makes sense. It makes sense. The Ghanaian people are not wrong with that because a moment to be nyamre assess the against the opponent. No, intimidate me honestly, I think is the way to go.
Can't it be say be a woman into one here?
Mama bako wompa wenya da. Mama bako MPP ni NDC. Mama bako wenya da. Wompa wenya. Omunyina akwa munya. Yes, I want to say unko bium. That is what I am talking about. We don't have even a single one MPP NDC here. Or kwaya one penna wenya da. Me say Mahama, His Excellency, 2016 elections was the biggest electoral loss as at 2016. Because before 2016, no, now even Nanado crowd just about 80,000 Elusu elections in 2008. Then I think now Mahama won with some 300,000. The 1 million vote was the biggest. Near CNDC. So okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course, social media by June the NDC. And I could for buy or the NAPCO or the free SHS or this say or NDC. 2020. Yako about one. Sunday dua. Obia unim ni biya we for the picture than the profile so fellow Ghanaians. Bonipa bakwana oko WhatsApp status obia ekufado. He was the most popular person in this country. Mahama was the most disliked person. In fact, as at 2020, now people were even wondering say NDC kromuka some be campaign then on beka. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But today, the same Mahama no about to lose 1 million no. Wababe win election with 1.7 million. It reinforces the statistics and the data and the electoral trend of this country. It validates the fact that on my way, so we are consistent. Now we turn one semono. Now we to boase. Now we gonna for TSA on beto amount. And no nema MPP your biggest chance. Eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Omo mo ba fresh ni mo kra mo. And omo reduce your chances than the ono ko ba ko no we lose no. Nti janko pokra na e da na se. Say when you akwa wie lose. Now his chances are more enhanced. That is basically what our electoral record shows us. When I hear miracles na eka and I hear assumptions, data no na e chere. Wo na wo ba na wo say me monto ma me ba me to me win no. Wo mo na wo say yen use assumption. Ni yen fa gidie en nante. With Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no ye de gidie ene nipa ene so de tumi koso ene ye kabom ne ye de kwa abato nim.
What about the issue of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Ono ane nkrofo kra nto aba no ama no me sure say sansem no mwatibi including na religious issues no kra de me nhyeda nya interesting but they mention it and no mo yi ho anu say
ukoche bia anadu enya 100% uko bole bamboya so nim say na Mahama ye MP His Excellency Mahama no ye MP ho wenya 100%. Savannah region wenya 100%. Enti there is no rule that says say wo kwa batwa obi abe support. Me feel latte for ye predominantly MPP. But you when this for it is a make us me run for president. The American say me kufia me no metena se because we have we dey say be few mo di aneme to den kam sremo mo fa me connect nyina yenim na nhye ehwe no nyam. And no boni bi eni hu. What means no boni bi enu? In fact, I no can yen kran hye. But NDC no ye NDC no wala tan say. Na me NDC ni. Me nto ma ho. Eno nche say e bobo aba no wie. Na say NDC ni na nto ama me enu nti no all of a sudden e ba be yasem. Na wo na wo kasa asem na ti aba omi wo krom. Omo nyina to aba ma ho. omu nyina to abama ho de ye problem ene se wo be catch the ebinom se omu de sebe omu nim nyansa no mo abato no omu to no omu mfa omu abrabo ene omu de omu gina so omu beliefs emfa nto aba na eye bebi obi fi esoma nipa no som ene omu de to aba wo yes ade a na wo tete o man nim enti se boku anto aba amadota mamudu Bawumia question a wo bisa ne se na enkane no na MPP ye kwa omotoma ya na so omotoma ye dia ye be ka say ene bibi wo wonti ne antoma no ba enye no kre the Boko area no enye MPP stronghold aflawo keta ketu north ketu south omo ye MPP stronghold it is ene ye kofa a candidate fi voter region ba na say a friend say sa constituency ya mabubu antoma na na che so no wa bibi onye he it is just what it is in those areas the hope is that say you will free area where now only omukokasa ebi omeden ombetie but there's something that happened in 2024 across the country MPP ya ho de so te by 10% across the country so I just say bokuo say kumase bantama say info ya ho de so ye den etie and that is why we have close over 2 million people o man ye den o man konkoto aba. What it means is that there is see in the 2024 elections, it is more about other critical factors than just nipa na yedeni yeden ekoye no. So I just say it is a bantama in so swame and turning out in their numbers. Say him say be omo turning out for MPP no. Na se Boko Central for omo de dada nyina omo ntoma MPP no and so and turning out. How do you want to tribalize it? How do you want to tribalize it? Say the first Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, if you want to better man, Debbie, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will still go and appeal to them. It doesn't mean it's all come better man. The same way another Eastern region, when you are between 65 and 70%, when you are 100%. Your mama, when you are His Excellency, when you are 100% war Savannah. I don't know when you are 100% because of free. It doesn't work like that. So what you say? Time, time, and I beg our party people stop it, Jaikra. It means to me, say, wow, we say and tomorrow is here. No, most of them are MPs. Yanko Fawo results are unya no. Neyen say ukro mukra wo ye MP nunya saying. Some of them lost 3,000 votes. 2020 votes unya no. 2024 lose 3,000. And no wow, what to kronim? We a local person. I would say, we the whole campaign the whole time. Bawumia ba ho once who vote na so te by 3 and now vote so te by 3 wa okrom for wa present you and so we don't run politics like that. Politics is about one share obi wo ho ade dia ne say this is the belief and ideology. When you say there is nothing wrong with it. Obi so there oto aba based on the economic situation. Obi wo ho obeto aba ama MPP simply because na ne fie obi anko secondary school da MPP ba no mko yede mko secondary school enti oka DDDPO oka deyo ne dia no say dia na minye bi da no o ma ya mame enti in spite of all these things meto abamam let's give people that respect but nobody should be coerced or blackmailed to vote for a candidate because of the religion and a tribe oka o say na say Bawumia nkasa de kai say odom vote beba it's true and no ma ka che say me presidential candidate from my MPP a baby I make first ni fie Ghana mama yesa na no esi we nuanom se we de be fie o if any say ensa afana fan kan eno nche say abontin for me dey me fan ko if any say unsa unia wo mu a ye ninja kokofu bobo ye pass no onua you know these are normal things eno no inclusion different from what we use to exclude others. That is dangerous.
But so you say those abilities in India comes to bear when or select ubia obetimi attract voter enye naturally odia what you say nti ni nyina ya de a hallmark of obi obetimi win election e de ama wo so obi yes analysis na onye mfumso bebre because ope obi a sebe be a uni ahoden kra no obetimi nya ahoden de aba but to this issue of analysis here ye president ne records no de wakobi pen ya na likely say okobi ma otimi wini ne ho keka ho no say nipa no ideas ana say niema o present no senye convincing mpo a ofo say ebe ye adwuma saa say ene ba bia free education ba ye ne Ghana fo sua de koduru ne say the electorate more enlightened sophisticated our system no o say ebe kosa.
Yes, the enya about say o can trust that is why obekaya me kan say Ghana for to mo bo ase no mo soki wo vision no ma compare to the wo no. So it's about the vision, it's about the plan. It's about the vision, it's about the plan. Nobody in this country will dispute the fact that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so far has articulated one of the most forward-looking ideas and strategies for his presidency.
And reaching ideas.
Because even as vice president, there is no dispute about specific interventions or the buyer impacting millions of lives. Social media, the number of CEOs amongst the young people, you'll be amazed. These people, what would they be doing without these jobs? Snapchat CEOs, Instagram, or WhatsApp, Facebook. Why? Because data integration now for years since Gold Coast near to me, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia credit. If you have a country like Ghana, being the first African country to have mobile money interoperability, is it an easy thing? Which has today enabled ease of transactions across platforms. Ama e-commerce, ecosystem. Yeah, kind of Ghana card that you want. Wouldn't say unique. Even the United States doesn't have the kind of card that you want. United States ID, no. It is not as integrated as our Ghana card. And it's a big deal. And the entire e-commerce ecosystem on all these platforms, ama young people here, you say, obi ko register the same card or the Ghana card na here. The same Ghana card now already register the bank account details. The same Ghana card now already register the company. The same Ghana card now the tax identification number. Enti say wo oba online now order dey free me ho. Na me dey suma brew na eba wo ha me wo gidie say wo ye dey ya dey no me dey. Me sabeka. Number 2, okay, digital addressing system. Digital addressing system they open up sa online transaction because Anto Bawumia ba ye refi. Anto Bawumia ba ye no na ye ni ade bia obogu e fe ne say phone so na ama direction ene o ka kire me say what is your mind e wo western north inti membra min bi so bia the answer be call WhatsApp no send no location. I will drive straight to your house in this country. That is what has enhanced online transactions in e-commerce no. And these are things Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia introduced. When this country or worker obi na owu a worker ya ma menoma na joa na moje to no mewu because moje ntumi am bedru ntem ne kura ase ekọ biggest hospital no we ntumi anko dru ntem or one car no venom na ntumi anti snake we na ntumi am ntem nti wewu no sanipa no they were dying in thousands. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said debi ye kase ye be ye kwan nyina ye ntumi wie ntem ye be wie akwan nyina no ne ye nkofo ewudodo enti ye kwan no yempe interventions ebetuma making sure say indro ebedu obia aboboa no on time ene embra omope ene okofa zipline drone we buy zipline drone no umsafe na UK for cry bi the vice president Kamala Harris eba Ghana be kai say even the United States kra no they have been deployed such a technology ene say bibi to ewo kromu a na say drone bi ni wona emergency nobody needs to put you into an ambulance across the country. You shoot here there na be deliver will be FNS wujina embra economy we call into the difficult crisis, and that's the last point I made. Difficult crisis na you struggle your currency no name we mu no. Dr. Bawumia say, you know what, nobody should panic. Economy be anywhere and go through challenges at every point in time. After 2022, we all knew say the global economy was struggling. Yes, we had difficulties in here. What we should do is to introduce systems that ebe fix it way once and for all. Say na be a dachi bi. Sa challenges here ya ba yenye ebe bi mu a oman will not suffer the same consequences. Madrimu no me gidi say ade bako ya messy over the years is our refusal to back our currency with our mineral resources. The amount UK pounds edim kunima na ho de akoso all over the years. UK pound for the last 40 years currency being traded because they have the biggest reserve of gold. The only we are here. And that is what has strengthened the currency. Gold you see that's what. Yeah, that's too. In this sanity there, I don't even pay quite a fast way you be back here currency no. Near to me, I'm an awarding. You can share a reserve. Oh, say a free independence bepem 2023 gold reserve ayewo e wo vote mi na 8 tons per 8 tons dey eno dey hadwin. Let's deliberately build our gold reserve. Once we build the reserve to a certain point, and then more confidence about currency, because what people realize is that reserve are way there. It's just say currency no struggle cry backbone or the bed or the boost no. Inti you know bedija. And started say you build a gold reserve through the gold purchase program. And then by December, within 1.5 years or say 2 years no. Now your gold reserve are moving from 8 tons to 30 tons. You know, Dr. Bawumia say, hey, baby, I build a reserve na bedroom. We are about to turn the corner. It's to me now. We have done what we call heavy lifting. I say, you are sacrificing a struggle for 1.5 years, and you are building a reserve. You know, into a to me for gold. No, you are cotton, you are discanaba, abegu on mining. Now my currency na confirm. So time, no, unfortunately, I could write IMF. IMF also say there be, bosumi biya the total amount of money to me amamo piegum. $60 million per year because we are trying to fix a certain imbalance. And no, entina yen to me anya dia NDC for buyer or the gold reserve near the no because the IMF controls were there. You started say ye cano, not mo say ye boy. Mo say IMF 14 hour I feel no die. So you saw the news 3 days ago. IMF 14 say you can't do that because we have an agreement. And based on agreement, if you do that, we'll not be able to get the balance that we want. Until Munja Diamoyano. What's a BOJ release statement? Now they have slowed down the push in the artificial your friend is saying reduction of the currency. And they are going to allow the real sectors of the economy to drive your currency. No? We can build more of the reserve. And yet in America, on Mampeni Mahama and Kasa, e bien no e catch a Ghana and say, they are ama your currency now holding a cost from 2025 January till now, no, and your gold reserve I then you are building. I'm not making you. Gold reserve now you are building. As we speak now, NDC4 have added barely 8 tons to the 30 tons on where they are better, you know. It is a gold reserve, no, and am I carries now what they are across. Can you dispute the fact that it is that gold purchase program idea Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the buyer, no, and am I CD, no, and what in a page? But no, but so I'm going to say. So I'm conclude on that point. So the point I am making is that he has proven, say he has a big vision. Able to me solving your problems for a longer term, and he is one that doesn't want to sacrifice that fixing of the fundamentals on the altar of politics. Because it's hard to make a and yes, sexy, and yeah, they are, your budget also, just a won't sound one about. Into one help to lose a battle. But so to me, me, now we are a pajam baby. Wait me at Tanaku 40 years. And that's the kind of vision that I'm 40
years, and wonder so can. So 40 years more can be after 2016 now. So
we say will be to me. Now I'm a customer. Maybe Presbyterian to me so maybe.
Sir, rich ideas yamoka wansem. Ye snippets of yes ideas in lectures. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de Maye prior to 2016 election. Inti ebino kra taute no target no as the economic messiah, but yemfa amemu no nsha monsa na amemu no be sha monsa be wie no sikasem no duru ba bi ahwase na ase peke osi o ya lock dollar no de na safana my IGP afi be duru ba bi ade ejigu Dr. Bawumia is still in the government, but enkomodie ne ba asenye ono a aso ye bi as he is responsible, as he is not responsible, as he is not in charge. Ne ho nkeka ho. Eti ideas ne the Ghana for hu se wo ho. Ne mum different to have rich ideas and they different to implement them. Ebema omanfo no ensaka sunsunsanso no. Sa argument no eba say and our answer no.
Respectfully, a very flawed, in fact, a very selfish argument. And Omo make his arguments
with quotes near idea if you want to lecture if the fundamentals are weak
yes, a very selfish argument. Omo yes argument in normally omo ye mo ho.
Oh yeah sure.
Oh say me ba.
Can afford do na
this some me ba be explanatory. Niema me bobo so nyina, do you dispute any of them? Niema me kai say I hear Dr. Bawumia ba ya or introduce here with the government. Do you dispute any of them?
Debbie.
Okay, good. Do you dispute the fact that MPP are buying by, and one of the things that he quickly fixed and made sure that everybody will have access to education.
Education, yeah.
Great. And do you also agree, say, education is a bedrock to high productivity in every economy. And that if you don't have highly skilled citizens, at some point, economy will say, do you agree to that? And do you agree same for health? Do you agree, say, in this country, between 1989 and 1994, industrial base and a one. Then this year, by through the Diversity Implementation Committee, almost over 300. Do you agree to that?
And you say,
what it means is that, great. What it means is that by the time Ekufado Ba Bemu in 2016, on Ghana, your industrial base it was non-existent, and yet the economy that Dr. Bawumia spoke of is an economy that is going to be based or founded on industrialization. And we have to put
so that we move from taxation
to production.
But
yes, but you don't build factories. You don't build factories in a day. And there's evidence that they were done and they were work in progress. For example, we currently have over 8 automobile assembling plants in Ghana. Is it true or not? Great.
But more effectiveness and so a discussion.
You see, industries, they are building it from 50s. ABPM 94. And this is for 300 no. Until for 8 years, it must be progressive. And see, if the thing is there, just say it's there. Were they there? Great. So these things, they are the things you need to be able to build the fundamentals and say a week. The Ghana card that today has formalized the economy, improving. They are the things you need to build the fundamentals of your economy. It is a auto was now to Mrs. Sanyama way in a year. In our better realizing who's on so on. Tesania 2023, na year bre, and so year reserve good. 2024, year qua battle. We could have pumped all the gold we have into the economy and bring dollar down. But yes, ye bought mine FM. We waited. And this is for by a yenya so pano. Anka MPP, now you 8 months Anka would have seen this saying effort. All I am saying is you couldn't have achieved everything. And one of the things MPP we admit, and Dr. Bawumia, every campaign will admit and say our economy has suffered damages in the past 2 years, from 2022 to 2024. And this is the plan to get it back on track. That is why when inflation went haywire, all the way to 54%, by the time near free power in 2025 January, now above to somewhere about 70% thereabout. That is why. It is because we didn't throw our hands in the air when we had the challenges. We put in place systems and programs to balance it and fix it. But you don't do it overnight. You have to institute it and allow it to run and make sure that you are disciplined about it. So it is not about what you couldn't do. It is about what you managed to do. And if you look at what you managed to do in the face of what you couldn't do, the way you say, anybody I know buying. Now the aka yen to me no. Yen fan to yen to kwem ne den yen bra me.
Enyema bia na fan say Ghana for esu ho ye levy, betting tax, fuel prices affect virtually bibia, dollar rate ene ho keka ho. Aban ba within the shortest possible time no. Amanfo hu say assessor and abasobo no ekọ edema omampani John Dramani Mahama ne naban say money Dr. Bawumia ewo ne office and I say mo ye discussions about economy na eya de ensem na moka
omon sustain aden e be bompa yes ade ne say ye ba
I am more surprised say we need this short time as more turning you maybe
yeah surprised because I've taken you through it. I've told you say yeah no na abe build a gold reserve from 8 to 30.
Bagana for so hu ne sa
enye hwe ye mbabro anka pese ye bo abro anka yan fengu ho anka ye de beye se na be amani begina mato ma ye ba ye ne sa anka ye nyina na ye bebre
enu ti ade no ho na mo ye bre sa
no na ye fixe enu ti na omo ba ya gidigidi omo twe from 14 eba 10 and they was akwakodu 11 when they akwakodu 11 and ranko a see the no depreciate by over 2.7% and ranko I do know why because now want to mean terms de bia want to mean $10 in behwe ngum sa de bia want to mean run economy sa o run economy say artificial ne artificial na ye ne say dollar no betumi aba bedu 2 cedi enso na ne mabo enkofem enti dollar no paper so mo say 10 ba okọ banka o mo say ye ni bi this okoji abochi ho okọ abochi say 12 13 enti a zero sum effect it is a me no watch your paper so say 10 ba medical crane mefi abrochi aba abochi o kan no me turn 13 na you can be reporting 10 but still at the end of the that's what 13 that is what we didn't want to do. What we wanted to do is to make sure say ye be ma real sector of the economy ne be balancing out. Until the inflation call 54 no, yam pray ho ye to ye boss ya. Inflation has been coming down. Yeah, this in a man about down. It's been coming down since the crisis from 54 up to 17. So what just here? Because we believe say so woman at the end of the year real in a Ghana for years for so. If start my dollar fee 14 January, I about 10. If I so be na about so mine.
Oh, sir, and the amount for order cars in your day. And they will trap plane ticket in your day. Dollar no ever for more.
Ghana for the see the problem I am. No more say.
Yes, so for so be number so my intimate machine few.
But you see when the first one is insignificant, it's insignificant. No car dealer in a Ghana how cost $1 or so 10 cedis.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
You was Sima back up.
No car dealer
at the Fufra.
No car dealer.
APA Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the second coming and I said the second friends search for the flag bearer ship no. Or the eba, me person obefasa konya no waka.
And yeah, the for about he being consistent, and his consistency is that let's build a more robust, formidable economy and be creative jobs among the young people. Ubia we juma ya or mine punto no krabe kwenim. And the way I bet me and say, and yeah, wo or man penny na kwako be juma. Njuma say na obet me be. Nembom niema odo beto to akwemu na nipa bebre na etumi be njuma no. Na Ghana for ni be nye biaye. The case ne say yen tete taxes no so emma Ghana for yen tete e friend say yema tax regime no enye convenient emma Ghana for, and he's already spoken about the port, so we making sure say port duties any Togo de ne be pay. He's already spoken about flat tax regime. Obia tax regime ne be flat say ne be ya nduma for no between space no much media expand na amo expand ya no much media fan pa do na aka ho
Dennis Miracles
he has a very consistent plan
very
for this,
smart
for this
guy.
country
Na tia no tia at all say eno no nyankopon nim de nti oye ne sa ye fam na na say yampofo agi nyame adom a ye be say hia da foforo bedwam ha ne de AC edamase